Wednesday night, Mount Polumbus Speaks. We're going to dive into the all 22 coaches film of the Denver Broncos offense versus the Jets. Look, this is not going to be fun film to dive into, but it will be revealing, and you will learn a lot about why the Broncos offense sucked so much against the Jets. Obviously, the Broncos got a lot to clean up, and as they got into their film sessions, I'm sure it was not a fun session for them to go through, and the Broncos are going to have to clean this up quickly. You know, the Giants are a team that you might be able to beat by scoring 21 points. After that Giants game, though, if this offense doesn't pick it up in a significant fashion, the Broncos are going to have some problems. So before I dive into it, I want to take a quick second here to thank my title sponsor, Safeway, as I always do. Couldn't do Mount Polumbus Speaks without Safeway. So grateful to them for being a part of Mount Polumbus Speaks. They're an incredible local grocery store. There is a difference in where you shop. They've got fresh foods, local flavors. They support local small businesses. So when you shop at Safeway, you're supporting local small businesses as well. And they've got an incredible app that if you don't have on your phone, make sure you download it today because they make it super easy. Skip the other delivery service apps. Order directly from the Safeway app. You're going to save time. You're going to save money. They'll have that food delivered to your doorstep in a blink of an eye. Safeway, fresh foods, local flavors. All right, let's dive into the film and see what the heck went so wrong against this Jets defense. Going to start out the game with a with a toss to J.K. Dobbins. I do like this play, generally speaking. I like the concept of the play. I like getting our tackles out in space. We've got athletic tackles in Garrett Bowles and Mike McGlinchey. We'd call this 19 truck when I was playing, but this was not effectively run. So the first problem we're going to have here, we got too much penetration. Hold on, we got too much penetration right here. So we're going to get it. We're going to get a down block from Trent Sherfield, but we're going to bubble up the field, and it's going to force JK just off his path here a little bit. We're going to pull out into space. We're going to gain on the backside, and it's a simple concept that usually picks up at least 5 to 10 yards and sometimes is a home run hitter. But you see right there, J.K. Dobbins, he's got to get bubbled back just a little bit. Garrett Bowles does a good job out in space actually picking up his – oh, you know what the real problem was? I apologize. So Garrett actually has to pick up Matt Peart's guy. So here's what went wrong. This is why it doesn't work. Matt Peart's got to gain all the way to here. We got to go right there, and then on the backside, we're gaining to that linebacker. This linebacker right here, I want you to keep your eye on because Garrett Bowles is going to pull around. He's really pulling out for the first guy in the alley up here, but this guy's going to come around unblocked. Matt Peart is going to let him go, and now we've got problems. Garrett's got to bail off his initial assignment, and he's got to pick up Matt Peart's. Watch number 79, your left guard. He's going to the right guy right away. I don't know why he peels off him at the last second. He got confused for whatever reason. So now Garrett's got to pick him up, and then the guy that Garrett was really pulling for, he ends up unblocked. So we got a missed assignment on the first play of the game. Okay, second play of the game, we're going to get the ball to J.K. Dobbins again. Motion Adam Troutman across the field. So this is a simple concept, right? We just call this 18. It's wide zone blocking. We got good leverage, everything we want. We're going to work up to this first linebacker. These two are working right here. And then we got to be on the backside between Garrett Bowles and Matt Peart. Those are the assignments. That's how this thing should be executed. And on the backside, we get to man up, and we don't even have to worry about trying to gain because there's nobody in the box. I like this from Mike McGlinchey. Watch your right tackle. Does a good job getting up to the second level. Unfortunately, our center, Luke Wattenberg, watch number 60, your center, he's got to keep reaching, man. He's in good shape right out the gates. Quinn does a good job of giving him his shoulder. And then Wattenberg's got to keep running that hat to get to that play side shoulder because his hat ends up shallow. JK is not able to cut the ball up the field. Now he's got to try to bounce the ball outside, and Adam Troutman's just in bad position because JK has to bounce it outside. All right, good job from Bo Nix here, evading the sack. Mike McGlinchey gets beat. I'll give you the other side, give you the better angle on it. Bo does a good job of not taking sacks, and then he really delivers a strike, quite frankly, Detroit Franklin. Unfortunately, we end up fumbling it, and Jets recover it. They get good field position to start the game. So, eyes on 69. Let me go back. Why can't I go back? Hello? There we go. All right, so eyes on 69, your right tackle. Sets, just gets those outside hands wiped. You know, we call those the wipers from edge rusher when he gets that outside hand. If they wipe your outside hand, you're screwed, man. So you got to power through that thing. You got to punch into the chest. No, definitely should not have just taken the sack. You'd never want to take a sack. I mean, there might be a rare situation based off of the timing of the game that you might take a sack. But no, good job by Bo avoiding the sack for sure. As you can see, this is a live broadcast, though, so if you guys want to send in any questions or comments, just like the last guy did, they'll pop up live on screen, and I can interact with you guys. Good pass protection, good delivery. All right, so we just got a typical bootleg action. Number 9 does a good job of finding Bo. I'm not quite sure why Bo stopped here. He thought he couldn't outrun him. Bo's got such good speed. I would have much preferred to see him try to just keep this angle going right here. Just race. Just beat him. Beat him with your feet. You've got him. Just keep running this way. Instead, we stop, we pull up, and make life a little bit more difficult on ourselves. Bo's got too much speed, though, to not trust his feet. All right, good to see Pat Bryant getting involved here a little bit in the passing game early on in this game. Again, we've got fantastic pass protection. Bo does a good job with his eyes. You see he's looking over to the right to begin, comes back to the left. He knows he wants to throw it to Pat Bryant all along, but he eyes off the safeties by looking right, comes back, and delivers a strike. Alex Palczewski, number 63, is reporting as eligible on this one, so he's your big tackle. Going to play over the left side. Doesn't matter, though, because we've got a false start from Matt Pert, who struggled in this game, but I'm going to give him a little bit of grace because he's now out for the season. He injured himself on the third play of the game, and he was fighting through injury. Broncos are clearly trying to get Evan Ingram a little bit more involved in the passing game over the last couple weeks. Obviously, we don't have anything here, no big gain on this one, but I do like intentionally trying to get Evan Ingram schemed up to get the ball in his hands. This is an RPO. And you know it's an RPO because look at the offensive lineman down the field, right? Offensive lineman, you're dangerously close to having an illegal man down the field, but that's on the quarterback on the RPO. You got to get that ball out of your hands quickly and not let that get called. This is a good looking play schematically. I mean, I like it. They make it look like they're tossing the ball out there to RJ Harvey. We end up tossing it to Troy Franklin on the reverse, and we don't gain much at all. But it is a good looking, at least aesthetically, easy for me to say. I like the way it looks on paper. So I don't know if Adam Troutman is supposed to pass that guy, or excuse me, Nate Atkins, not Troutman. I don't know if he's supposed to pass that defensive end and you're leaving him unblocked. A lot of times, schematically, you will do that because you're counting on him banking on the play action fake. But if we would have blocked that guy right away, would have given us a better chance to cut it up behind Mike McGlinchey. Bo does a good job of finding an open wide receiver here and delivering the ball for a strike, but I thought he should have stayed in the pocket on this one. Instead, he tries to escape out the backside. Let's look at this pocket from this angle, a little bit easier to see. I mean, that's good pass protection, right? So what he probably should do is just take this ball, climb the ladder a little bit, get up into the pocket, buy yourself some time. Instead, we're going to vacate out the backside. It works out, no harm, no foul, but I would have preferred to see him stay in the pocket. I mean, early on, the offense did not look terrible. As the game progressed, it just got worse and worse. But there's actually been a handful of good looking plays in the first couple drives here. This is one of them. Coming out in pistol formation. This is really just another naked concept. It's all it is. Cortland Sutton sits down a little bit inside the zone and good gain. All right, so we're going to motion Nate Atkins into the fullback spot. We call this 18 week. So here's what the assignments look like. We're man on over here. We've got good leverage on this block, right? Because we're working all the way backside. So this guy's already out leveraged. You can just build the wall and block him off. On the backside, we've got great leverage again because we're working all the way back to this guy, working on the B block. And then Nate Atkins is coming out of the backfield. We're going to be lead blocking onto 44. It's too bad Luke Wattenberg just overruns his guy. Look at your center, number 60. He does get his half play side on this one, which is what I was complaining about last time, but he goes too far, gets play side, overruns his guy, and he's able to make the tackle for, well, I'm not sure if that was a loss or no gain, but you can picture it. Let's pause it right here, okay? I mean, if we get this block, if we get this done and we've got this walled off, we got a nice wall right there. We got a nice block going on there. We're about to kick this guy out. We should have a seam right here for a great run. Unfortunately, this guy's just going to beat him over the top and make the tackle. All right, bummer that this one gets called back because, again, another nice gain from Bo Nix. Finds his man Cortland Sutton. Matt Pert just oversets this thing, okay? So keep your eyes on your left guard. This is where the holding penalty is going to come from. We've got a two-jet pass protection, so that means we're man on over here. We're man on over here. Then we got a three-man slide going on between these guys. Garrett Bowles is going to get the widest guy. Matt Pert is setting on this dude who's going to come inside. We're just going to go a little bit too far, and because we go too far, we're going to open up that inside, and now we're trailing. We got to reach back with our inside hand, and it ends up causing a holding penalty. See how he just needs to settle in there. He doesn't need to keep kicking like that. Matt Pert is a tackle by trade, which is tough because tackles kick much more than guards do. Guards got to set in there tight. Matt just oversets the thing. All right, so let's pause this thing right now. Bo Nix is about to pump fake this thing. I think that the majority of his guys are covered. Doesn't like the look out there. Doesn't like the look out there. However, you do have one dude you could have delivered the ball to in theory, but the problem is you got a guy right in front of him. So I don't blame Bo for not throwing that ball. That would have been a tight window. If anything, the one guy that you might have been able to get it to would have been down here with Troy Franklin. Again, Bo's got good feet, though. Takes off on 3rd and 6-ish and ends up getting the Broncos a first down. I got no problems with Bo using his feet. None at all. Bolsey gets beat here, your left tackle. Bowles just doesn't punch with that outside hand. He ends up opening up his left hip and gives the short corner. Fortunately, Bo Nix got rid of this ball quickly because if he did not get rid of it quickly, he probably would have gotten crushed from his blind side. I'm not real sure why Bo pump fakes here. You know, because he pump fakes, it just throws the timing and the rhythm of the pass off a little bit. If you would have thrown it right then, throw it right now, you got an open wide receiver and you would have completed this ball. Not sure what spooked him there. Again, I mean, I guess I just mentioned this a minute ago, but Broncos had a handful of good looking plays in the first quarter, man. I mean, this is another one of them. Bo's got to thread the needle here. He's got to get that ball out on time. He does. Evan Ingram has now caught 3 passes on the day. Maybe it was even his 4th. I can't remember. But we're doing a good job of getting Evan Ingram involved. I think the offensive line's doing a good job in pass protection, and Bo delivers a strike. So, early on, the film actually looks a little bit better than what I expected. What does that mean, Chronolist? What does that mean? YouTube is at it again. Is it glitching or something? I like this here, okay? So, all right, let's watch number 45 right here, okay? What he's going to do is he's going to roll out here and he's going to bait this dude right here into making him think that he's trying to block him. So, we're going to make this guy think he's going to try to block him. We've got we're peeling off with our running back over here, and then the second that he bites on that block, we're going to say, see you later. We're actually going to wheel route this thing out for a wide open touchdown because this sucker bites on it. Watch 45. Does a good job of executing. Blocking. Nope, I'm out of here. All right, second quarter here. We're going to take a deep shot to Marvin Mims. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I guess he's calling this uncatchable, but it definitely was pass interference, unless he's just saying it was uncatchable. Good looking tight end fly sweep here. A lot of times do fly sweeps to guys like Marvin Mims and Detroit Franklin. This time we're going to give the ball to Evan Ingram, and he does a good job of outrunning the defender. Phenomenal pass protection. Bo Nix has got all day long. He doesn't need all day. He finds his guy Evan Ingram, and Broncos pick up a first down. Got a zone read here. Okay, so on the zone read, the guy that we're reading is this end man on the line. Okay, if he runs up the field towards the running back, we're going to hand the ball off to J.K. Dobbins. If he crashes down the line to the mesh point, now Bo Nix is going to keep that ball and we're going to get outside. He does crash down the line, so that's why Bo Nix ends up keeping it. Good read by Bo. Okay, so we've got 17 pop on here, all right? So we're going to work down here. We're going to work up here. We're pulling uh, for right there, and then we're coming through the gap right there. Number 63, Alex Palczewski, reporting eligible. And the crowd goes wild. My man Matt Pert had a rough go of it. So eyes on 79. He seems to make the same mistakes for the majority of the game. His previous mistakes have been he's been oversetting. Let's see if he makes the same mistake on this one. No, actually, I don't mind his set here. You know, you've got a tight three technique. He does not overset him. He just doesn't punch with that outside hand, and Quentin Williams is able to get him on the swim move. Appreciate it, J Cam. I love doing these film breakdowns. If you guys are not subscribed to the podcast, Mount Polumbus Speaks, if you're new to things around here, I do these film breakdowns after every single game. They usually live on my YouTube channel. They always live on my YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I know there's a lot of you guys watching on X right now. Hit that link in my bio. Go on over to YouTube and hit subscribe so you make sure you don't miss out on any of my future content. This is a bummer, man. There's a lot of green grass out there in front of him, right? We got a good block going on here. We got a good block going on here. We got a lead blocker coming out in space. We catch this ball. We probably should have had it a 8 or 10 yard gain. Broncos must have run 5 or 6 of these naked bootlegs already. Obviously, schematically, as they're watching the film, it was something that they liked. They wanted to get Bo Nix out on the run. This is a free play for an offensive lineman. If you mess this play up as an offensive lineman, just pull yourself out of the game because your coach is going to kill you. Bo does a good job of delivering on the run, and Troy Franklin was really close to turning the corner there. It's an interesting concept here. All right, so it's like a trap, but you're trapping the end man on the line. We're trapping this guy. So Mike McGlinchey is going to bait him like he looks like he's going to block him. Then we're going to climb up. We're going to block 44. We got a good solid double team going on here up to 51. And on the backside, we're here. And then Pat Bryant's got to work all the way through here to cut off number 29. We're going to invite this dude up the field, and then we're going to kick him out with our tight end coming across in space. Pretty good looking play. Okay, neither one of our tackles are very clean here. Let's start with number 72, our left tackle, Garrett Bowles. I think he gets lucky here a little bit that this doesn't get called holding. He reaches, I don't think it is a holding penalty. I just know that a lot of times referees will call this. Anytime you twist your body, you torque the other man down onto the ground. Refs love to call that holding. Fortunately, they do not. On the other side at right tackle, Mike McGlinchey just gives up his chest, ends up getting bull rushed, and Bo Nix gets out in space and he goes off to the races, picks up a nice gain. '63 is reported eligible again. He's over here. Okay, so I'm not trying to pick on our guy Matt Pert. I'm honestly not, because he was banged up. He got injured and he's out for the season now. But he did have a rough go of it in this game. On the backside, here's what's got to happen. This is just a simple B block. Matt gets way too heavy on the down right here, okay? So he's going to block this guy way too heavy. Well, we're working up to number 53. You're already getting close to out leveraged. You just got to post with that inside hand, and then you got to climb up to number 53 and trust that your left tackle is going to get there in time. Instead, Matt Pert gets real heavy on the down, and he doesn't get up to the linebacker in time. 53 is able to just shoot the gap and get J.K. Dobbins. False start, Pat Bryant. Okay, so let me back it up. We've just got simple crossing route going on here, okay? So we're going to cross there, and then we're going to cross right here. And in a perfect world, you get these defensive backs to collide. They actually don't collide here, but the job is done anyways, because watch Troy Franklin coming across the field. His man's just trailing him, and Bo ends up picking the right crossing route to throw the ball to. Ball comes back anyways, though. Pretty good pass, not pretty good, fantastic pass protection here. Bo Nix has got all day. He's scanning the field, down the field, trying to push it. He doesn't like whatever he sees, so he's going to hit his check down to his running back out here in space. And 45 does a decent job at the beginning, but if we stay on that block, we might have a bigger gain. All right, that's the end of the first half, folks. So I'm going to call it there for the night. I'll put out the second half film tomorrow. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, hit that link on X. Going over to my YouTube and hit subscribe so you can get notified when I come online tomorrow. I'll break down the Broncos' second half film of their offense. That's where it gets progressively worse. But honestly, I guess my main takeaway from the first half, there was a lot of good stuff in there. A whole lot more than what I actually expected to see on film. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised that there were a lot of productive plays, but the Broncos were just shooting themselves in the foot with penalties on big plays. They got called back with penalties, and then you got a backup left guard in the game because Ben Powers was out, and your backup left guard gets hurt on play number 3. He's playing out of position. He's a tackle by trade, playing the guard position, and he just doesn't play very well. We'll see what the film looks like tomorrow. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here.